What up, gamers? This is ItchyBam1, and tonight's video is going to be about online multiplayer versus single-player campaign games, and to answer a question that BG asked. BG, as some of you may or may not know, is BrokenGamezHD. He's a gaming critic that does videos for YouTube. A couple of days ago, he made a video about the Order 1886. And in his video, he stated that a game like the Order 1886, which is a third-person action cover-based shooter, should have online multiplayer. And that anybody that thought differently, well, they're behind the times. That's neither here nor there. But the next statement, that's what has me scratching my head trying to figure out what's his point. Because he says, what do you do after you played a single player campaign and there's no online multiplayer? Well, the same thing can be said about online multiplayer. It's the same old maps. You have to wait for a match. You could get kicked out of a match. And if the servers go down, well, you have a $60 frisbee. So gamers, do you like online multiplayer games only, BG? Naturally, you like online multiplayer games, right, BG? Personally, I think that there are some good online multiplayer games, but most of them don't live up to the hype. Case in point, Titanfall. Titanfall was a game that was hyped to the high heavens by EA, Microsoft, critics and fanboys alike. Now, I'm not knocking Titanfall. It was a good game for what it was. An online multiplayer first-person shooter. And that is all. I mean, how many people still play Titanfall? Do you still play Titanfall, BG? You see, BG seems to think that any third-person action cover-based shooter should have online multiplayer. So, BG, are you trying to say that the first Uncharted game wasn't as good as it could be because it didn't have online multiplayer? Are you saying that The Last of Us wouldn't be as good a game as it is if it didn't have online multiplayer? Really? Now to answer your question, BG, what do you do after you played the single player campaign a couple of times and there's no online multiplayer? Well, BG, you do what all gamers do. You move on to the next game. Leave your thoughts and comments. I'd really like to read them. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. This is ItchyBam1 saying later, gamers. I'm out.